Teens can take home more than a paycheck from their summer jobs.
That's right. We get giddy when we talk about money because we are learning some lifelong lessons along with the teen lifelong lessons. Financial expert Nick Foulks here joining us with some tips. These are always so good, Nick, because it helps even the adults that have some issues.
Well, we were just talking about our summer jobs, and the fact is we liked having the little card or the checkbook, you know, where
when you open a checking account, you had your little, and now they don't have those, so you have to make your own.
You have to make your own. But what are some of the important reasons why people should open a checking account for kids?
Well, it's important for them to kind of get psychologically prepared for having and managing money. When you open up a checking account, it's a great place for them to be able to see how their hard work is building up and creating value over time for them. Mm-hmm. So they can look and see, okay, I have this much, I want to do this, it's going to cost this much, I'm going to have to take this much away. And if you can have their paychecks actually automated and sent to the checking account, well, that helps them from just cashing it and spending it all for the teenagers. It really just builds that momentum of creating a lifestyle of money management.
Ken, I don't know if you had this, but we didn't have direct deposit back in the day, so I had to take my whole check and put it in there, and then my parents gave me spending money, but they said, we want you to save your check for college.
That's nice. So
that was nice. Would you recommend that, or do you think kids should get a little bit out of their paycheck?
I think that it's a little bit healthy to do both. Prime example, my daughter and my son, they have opportunities to be able to earn a little bit of money. You know, they're 6 and they're 4. So, for example, that making your beds, cleaning up your room, helping mom clean up the toilet room, all of those things, they can earn money over time. Now, the fun part is when you go to the store and they have their money and you go, okay, now you can trade this money for this toy. And I remember so clearly the first time my daughter had to realize that she had to hand over this money to receive this toy. She couldn't do it. She was willing to put it back.
Really?
And I think creating that ownership where you have to realize that the money that you earn, everything in life isn't free. So if they take a little bit of ownership for giving up some of what they've worked for, I think it's going to benefit in the long term.
And decision making, which comes down to the budget.
Yes.
How do you explain to a teenager, all right, this is how we're going to start your budget?
Here's the thing. Whether you're 15 or you're 50, people don't really like to hear the word budget.
No, it's like a dirty word.
Yeah, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Nobody likes that, right? So to help them understand the difference in a budget is really just going between your needs and your wants. There's things that you need to pay for. You know, when I was growing up, I had to pay for my own car insurance. I paid for my own gas. There was a lot of things that I had to pay for, right? So I needed to make enough money to pay for that if I wanted to drive.
Right.
Now, I wanted to do other things. And so by having that budget of knowing these are the set expenses that I'm responsible for inside of a budget as a teenager, I also now can define later on in life my needs versus my wants as well.
Right.
That's the number one thing to decide.
Yeah, well then, but you do want to do a goal of savings, right? So how do you set a savings goal?
Well, there's a couple different ways. One, you can set dollar amounts, right? That's very basic. Let's try to save up $100 or $200.
Or as much for an iPad or whatever they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Help them set some saving goals for things they want to do. If they want to go to a concert and maybe the concert's a little expensive, well, have them create a savings goal where they're going to reach half of the dollar amount. And if they can save and do that, you'll meet them halfway. Yeah. Or if they want to get that new game or that iPad, you'll meet them halfway.
You're bringing back memories.
You set up that savings goal to create a rhythm and a nature of savings. The studies show that if someone starts saving at the age of 16, by the age of 34, they will have created a habit that they will still be a saver for the rest of their life.
Is that
right?
Wow.
When you said that creates memories, it's like you bought one shoe and your parents bought the other.
Guess jeans. I had to pay half and my mom would pay the other. Remember Guess jeans? They were so expensive. And so my babysitting money went towards that. And I didn't account for tax.
Right, you got to meet the tax man. Everybody's got to know about that.
Right.
Taxes, those are
Because you
fun.
make enough money, you have to pay taxes.
Exactly. So when your kids get a paycheck, to help them understand, okay, why are they taking some of my money away? I did the math. It says I make $12 an hour, but I'm not seeing all of that $12. Well, to give them a better understanding of, well, what are taxes paying for? Why are they taking these taxes away? How will this benefit you in the future? And then giving them the opportunity to learn how to prepare their taxes. They did a survey of college students, and 1/3 of college students said they had no idea how to prepare or file their taxes.
Really?
So if you
And
can
all
start,
that information's online. I mean, you can
Really?
read, you can do it.
exactly. So if you can start young and you say, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm not going to do this for you, but I'm going to help you get an understanding of what it means to prep your taxes and file your taxes. It can be very, very helpful.
And then I'll help you cry when you realize how much the government actually takes.
This is
Then you just
the
look
last tip I find most daunting of all: invest early. How do you get kids to even understand the concept of investing?
There's so many great illustrations that you can utilize out there that help them see, if I put this much away and I do it consistently over time, here's what I can have down the
when
road.
you see that golden pot.
But we're always telling, make sure that you use that opportunity for investing. One of the unique things you can do is if you have a working teenager and you co-sign as a parent, they can open up a Roth IRA. So when they put that money in there, it's going to grow for them tax deferred. But when they take it out, they can take out that money tax-free, and they can utilize it for education purposes tax-free, or maybe they want to utilize it for a house down the road and take it out tax-free. It's a great tool for them. So it also doesn't count against them for financial aid opportunities as well. So
They should have
great way
Roth
to-
IRA parties. Forget Snapchat and Instagram and all those parties y'all teen millennials have. They have a Roth IRA party.
Maybe that's what they
That's
should
sexy.
do. You're right.
Yeah.
Come up with an app for Roth
Yeah.
IRAs to make it fun.
See, I like where your head's at. This is great.
Yeah, we're working with you. We're working with you, man. No problem.